Hi everyone, myself Kunal and welcome to KBTechnology. Today our topic is Grafana and Prometheus. So I'll explain you how you can use the Grafana dashboard using Prometheus data source. Okay. So we have my .NET application. So for that, I'll explain you how you can, monitor your .NET application, whatever API you have, how you can monitor that. So before explaining that, just explain you what is Grafana and what is Prometheus. So what is Grafana? Grafana is a tool used to analyze and visualize data. However, this data would have to be stored somewhere in order for Grafana to access and display it. These databases are what we refer to as a data source. And a Grafana data source is simply any data space from which it can pull the data. Okay. Then what is Prometheus? Prometheus is an open source technology designed to provide monitoring and alerting functionality for cloud native environments, including Kubernetes. It can collect and store matrices as time series data recording information with timestamps. Okay. And if you see what is the structure of this, Grafana and Prometheus. So this is the, if you have some API server and client server, so that Prometheus using as a data source, it will pull your matrices from the API server or client server and store in the some storage. Okay. And Grafana will query through this data source inside this data source and pull all those matrices and display into your dashboard. So that is the whole concept between, Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. So I'll explain everything like means how you can pull your matrices and then how you can use that matrices in the Grafana dashboard. Okay. The first, for first, what you need to do, like first you have to create one application. So that from there you can create your matrices and all. You can configure your Grafana and Prometheus configuration there. So I have my .NET application, this one. So there is simply, whenever you will create some test application, it will simply add you these files where you will get some weather forecast controller. It is inbuilt, you will get it. Only what you need to add that in the program.cs file, these are the details you need to add. That is the option of add open telemetry. So if you add the open telemetry, it will ask you to, add these details. So there is having some details like add meters, add ASP.NET Core instrumentation, add runtime instrumentation, add process instrumentation, and add OLTP exporter. So these kind of, details, if you add, that will entire this thing will inbuilt in your matrices. Okay. And there would be some configuration file I have created and put it into, my working directory that just I wanted to show you. So don't worry about that code, whatever I have and whatever configuration file I have, that I will keep into in GitHub, and I'll share you that GitHub link in the description window so that you can copy the code from there. Okay. So just come to my working directory, this one. So this is the config file I have created, which where I have put it two files like Prometheus configuration, and this is OTL collector config file. So if you just open that, so we have this configuration file for the Prometheus. That is where I have defined three job name like Prometheus and node exporter and OTL collector, which have target ports like, localhost, it will run on localhost, this one and this one. Same like we have OTL connector config file where the details I have put it there. These you can copy it from the, Git description window. I'll put the GitHub link so you can copy it from there. Okay. So we have the receiver configuration, we have the exporter configuration, we have processor configuration, we have extensions, we have services details. So these details we have put it into one config folder. Okay. Now we should have some Docker compose that will pull this configuration file. So for that, I have my Docker composers file as well. That is inside my this working directory. If you just open that, this is my Docker configuration file. Docker Compose file. So Docker Compose file, what it does, it will pick my this detail where it is. See, so it is picking all my detail from the config file, okay, Prometheus file, and again same like collector file also it is picking from my config folder, and then we have all those configuration for services and container, and then what all endpoint configuration would be, so that I have configured it here. What all ports it would run, the everything is configured here. Okay. So these all details, and Grafana details are here. Grafana configuration, system configuration is here, and node exporter detail is here. Okay. Fine. So these details we have here. So what you need to do, these two files you need to keep in the config folder in your project directory. And then you have to create your docker compose.yml file that should have these configuration. You can copy this file from the GitHub. Okay. So now I'll show you uh, how you can configure this thing from the PowerShell. Okay. So I will just come to the tools part, tools, command line, and I'll open the developer PowerShell window. So I need to first build the application. So I'll build the application, Docker Compose build. It will start building my application. If you see my application in Grafana Test API, I started building my application. So application is just now you need to run the Docker Compose. Okay. The Docker Compose up -d, it will just there's a daemon trial fail for external IP Grafana test because it is already using 5107. Okay. What we'll do, I'll delete my entire contain I'll delete this container which is using 5107 port, because my configuration is here. If you go and if you see here, I have in the launch, in the property, in the launch setting JSON, I am using this 5107 port. Even the Docker file is exposing this port, and this port is already using with someone, so that's why it is giving the error. So what I'll do, I'll simply come here. I will just fine. Now I'll come here. I have deleted entire container, whatever I had here. You don't do, because whatever you want to, whatever it is throwing there, that particular container you can delete it. Okay, because I'm giving the demo purpose. This is I'm using for demo purpose, and I don't have that any required container. So that's why I have deleted that entire container which I had that was not in use. So I have deleted that. So if I would come here and now I will build again, and now I will compose update. See, it's created my, all those container for Grafana, container for node exporter, container for Grafana test OTL collector one, and container Prometheus, which is created, and container for this one is created. See, okay. So first one, if you just run, you can see all are in running status. It was in status, now it's in running status. So it's fine. Now you can see if you see here, our Prometheus is running on 9090, and our Grafana is running on 3030, which we have given the configuration. So I'll check miss our application is running or not. Sorry, our Grafana port is running or not. First, we'll check localhost 9090 for Prometheus. See, Prometheus is up and running, and you can see miss all those if you type HTTP something. So all it is, you can get it here. Okay, so it is working fine. You can execute that. So you are getting the details here, right? Same kind of Grafana I have that is exposing localhost 3000. Okay, so here you can configure your dashboard. So how you can configure your dashboard? So here you can give admin. First, First time if you are, creating your dashboard, you can create admin. The password is, now you can change your password. So now you are in the Grafana. Okay. So this is the Grafana portal. This is completely open source. And here you can create your dashboard, data source, whatever you want, you can create it like for the monitoring purpose. So first we'll create a data source. Okay. That is a Prometheus data source. And before getting this data source, I just wanted to show you the matrices details also. I have configured here. See 9090 and matrices. You can see here that also you even from the Postman also you can able to find the matrices, all matrices which you have configured. How this matrices is configured? So the .NET application. So this is the program.cs file where through the add open telemetry option, we are using this matrices. We are accessing this matrices everything. Okay, so that matrices you have checked, it is up and running. It is working fine in the Postman and it is working fine in the browser as well. Okay, so now I will add the data source in the Grafana. So Grafana having different data source. So here you can select the data source. Like I am selecting this one, Prometheus. Okay, and our URL is localhost 9090 also you can give, or with the name also you can give. Okay, this one. Now I'll test my URL. It is working fine. That API is working fine. Now this data source is created. So I'll come to the dashboard part. Okay, and I'll create a dashboard. So creating the dashboard, you have to import the dashboard details. Okay. So if you click on import the dashboard, here it will ask you to give the dashboard UID. Okay. So here you can go to the grafana.com and go to the dashboard, and then you can copy the ID there. So I have already have some link here. So that I'll link, I'll add you the description window, so that would you can go and you can copy that link directly from there. So here I can just copy this link, copy this dashboard ID, and I'll go to this window. Okay, I'll paste this one. I will load, and I will just select the data source. Don't forget to select the data source. Select the data source, your Prometheus, and import. You can see your dashboard is created here. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll simply, hit some weather forecast. This one I am hitting. Okay. 3, 4 times I am hitting here. And now I have some different API also, that is a student. I am hitting here. That you can see means I have two controller here, weather and student controller, right? So that's why I have through the Postman, I am just simply hitting that endpoint. Okay. Now I will add the different dashboard. So .NET dashboard, they are giving two dashboard. One is ASP.NET Core, one is ASP.NET Core endpoints. So just copy this one. I have copied that. Now I'll create another dashboard. Load. Okay. Because it is saying it is already existing the ID. We'll change the ID here. Keep some different thing. Okay. Here you can select the data source and import. You can see I have clicked, I have hit this API 6 times and this get student 4 times. And that's why it is giving all your results. The total HTTP request is 10. Total HTTP like request HTTP protocol is 10. So this kind of graph you are getting here means you can monitor your API through this Grafana. Okay. So one more dashboard is here that will also I'll show you. That is, just click on that. Copy the ID. Come to the new dashboard part and import the dashboard. So just load that, select this Prometheus, import. Now you can see you have here, and now each dashboard having some different format, different kind of formatting and all. So here, if you see that I have two controller here. You can see if I'll click on weather forecast, I can see the sixth one. Okay. Now check again. It'll just hit. I'll hit the more time. And this one also I'll hit that. I'll come. I'll come to dashboard part. Okay. We have three dashboard we have created. I'll check just ASP.NET Core what it is. It will reflect in some time. Meanwhile, you can check this one, this dashboard. This is also saying your memory uses and everything that it is showing here. So you have all the details, and see it increased. So 6 times we have increased. This is student, and weather forecast it increased 10. So increased. See 10. It is given the spike here. Okay. So this way you can configure your dashboard here. Again, means this is having here you can set the configuration also, like uh, you want to set something like from this time to this time and apply the time ranges. And also you can configure the details like every time you can refresh it. So that is you can save it like every 5 seconds it will refresh. If you just wanted that, just click on that, and just it will every 5 seconds it will refresh. Okay. So that kind of option you have in the dashboard, you can use that. It is very very attractive dashboard. Means once you use then you'll be familiar with this dashboard, and you have lot of options. It's not like a one dashboard here. If you go to grafana.com and you can go inside the dashboard option, you can get multiple dashboard details where you can copy the dashboard ID and you can import that, and as per the requirement you can use that. So yeah, so this is the Grafana and Prometheus dashboard details. So I will explain that this thing as well, like this is the program.cs file. So in the program.cs file, this piece of code you need to add. Okay, only this piece of the code you need to add. For that, you need to add some NuGet package. So we have the NuGet package here. So there is, I have installed these NuGet packages. So there is a Open Telemetry Exporter console, Open Telemetry Exporter, Open Protocol, Open Telemetry Instrumentation HTTP. So these are the a NuGet package you need to install. So once you copy this code, it will ask you to install the required NuGet package, and then you need to configure two things. One is the config folder on that I have shown here, where we can put these two files, and second thing is the this one, Docker Compose one. So these two things, once you put it there, then it will start on that all configuration is required. And then you can, once then you can just build your application, and then you can just compose your application so that it will create this container, and it will start exposing the Grafana port local host 333,000, and for Prometheus it is local host 900, which is this one. Okay. So that's it for Grafana and Prometheus. Hope you would like this video, and thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, and hit the like button. Thank you.